When was Jesus born? Hey everybody, I'm Matthew Vanderils, one of the community pastors at Founded in Truth Fellowship. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click that little bell to be notified whenever we post new content or go live every single week with our weekly Shabbat services. Also, feel free to comment below if you enjoyed the video or if you have any questions about the content within the video. So, when was Jesus born? Well, sorry to bust your bubble, but nobody knows. Nowhere in the gospel accounts or anywhere in the New Testament is there a single mention of a date of when Yeshua or Jesus was born. That being said, there are a few traditional dates throughout the year that have been accepted as popular dates for the birth of our Savior. We'll start with the date that everybody knows and has been the most popular choice since the 4th century AD, December 25th. Snuggled right in between several Roman winter celebrations, this date seems to have been chosen with attention and focus towards Yeshua's conception rather than his birth. See, the theory goes that the early church knew of an ancient Jewish idea that the world would be redeemed on the same day that it was created. Allegedly, they applied this logic to Jesus and concluded that he was conceived on the same calendar date that he died, which we know to be Passover. Now, the Western churches of Rome calculated this date not on the Hebrew calendar, but on the Roman calendar, and came up with a date of Passover of March 25th. Well, 9 months later, they concluded Jesus was born on December 25th. Now, the Eastern churches of Rome had a disagreement with this. They reckoned a different date for Passover, the day that they concluded that Yeshua died, and that was April 6th. As such, they concluded January 6th was the birth date of our Savior. Now, these dates, of course, are simply guesses. At our fellowship, we hold the Feast of Tabernacles tradition. That is, we celebrate the birth of Jesus during the biblical Feast of Tabernacles mentioned in Leviticus 23, 33 through 43 and Deuteronomy 16, 13 through 15. This theory is based on a few clues that Luke drops in his gospel account. In Luke chapter 1, verse 36, for example, it states, Elizabeth was 6 months pregnant with John the Baptist when the angel told Mary that she would conceive and give birth to Jesus, or Yeshua, his Hebrew name, meaning he saved. Verse 36, even Elizabeth, your relative, is going to have a child in her old age, and she who is said to be unable to conceive is in her 6th month now, for no word from God will ever fail. Now, we know that John the Immerser, John the Baptist, came in the spirit of Elijah, the prophet, the one who would make way for the coming Messianic king. Malachi 4:5 says, see, I will send the prophet Elijah to you before the great and dreadful day of the Lord comes. This is the same prophecy read every single Passover, and traditionally at a Passover Seder, an empty seat is placed and a place setting is set up around the dinner table in Jewish homes, specifically for Elijah the prophet. It is when Elijah is expected to show up. As such, at the end of the Seder, a child is sent to the front door to check and see if Elijah has arrived. It is speculated based off this tradition that Passover was the birth date of John the Baptist. And 6 months later, as Luke tells us, Yeshua was born. This would have been during the week of Sukkot, otherwise known as the Feast of Tabernacles. There's also several ways some have reckoned the dating of Yeshua's birth based off Luke chapter 1 verse 5, which tells us which priestly division John's father Zechariah worked and was told by the angel he would have a son. Taking these dates and calculating 6 months later to allegedly reveal the conception, then the birth date of Yeshua occurring during the biblical festival, Feast of Tabernacles, thus adding meaning to John 1:14 when it states that Yeshua tabernacled among us. There is much speculation on the birth date of Yeshua. Some today believe Yeshua was born during the season of Passover, taking a similar stance as the early believers in that Yeshua was born on the same day that he would die. But the truth is, we simply don't know. Some things never change though. Clement of Rome wrote about the many theories of Yeshua's birth dates among believers in his day in the early 2nd century. So, in review, the earliest Christians believed all kinds of dates throughout the year for Yeshua's birth, but they soon settled on December 25th and January 6th, most likely because they were 9 months after Passover. As Christians, we honor Yeshua's sacrificial death, triumphant resurrection, and we yearn to celebrate the day he entered this world as a baby. We may not know the exact date, but we do know our calling as believers to live out every day as an ambassador of His kingdom. Never forget that. If you want some more information about the calculation theory concerning December 25th and January 6th, check out our blog on the topic through the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this message, please go ahead and give us a like on the video. If you didn't, feel free to give us a dislike. Please let us know what you thought in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell to be notified with new uploads and when we go live with our weekly live stream from our fellowship every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember guys, stay fit, stay founded in truth. We'll see you next time.